my earliest memories growing up in East York, Toronto the Good, a devout Catholic priest breathed hell and brimstone from the pulpit every seventh day. He displayed impatience and shouted intolerant remarks at anyone who coughed too many times or whose infant sighed or cried, interrupting his spirited cavalcade of biblical quotations and translations. As if that wasn't enough to save us, a punishing Sunday school ritual followed the Mass, imposing cataclysmic guilt and catechistic memory work involving a series of questions and answers on the content of one's faith. I never once received reasonable answers to my innocent little kid questions, on heaven or hell or where babies really came from, or when we were going to get to the fun stuff and sing songs. So at a very impressionable age, the devil took hold of me and I started refusing to go to Sunday school and recite dogmatic texts, or go to Mass, or enter a confessional. You might say I tried the patience of all the saints, including my mother. Looking back, I realize that I instinctively took the best of what there was to have and left the rest behind for the more pliable souls. Let me shed more light here. At some point in the midst of my torment, I discovered some of the most beautiful prayers, meditations, and hymns, my first introduction to poetry and music. More effective than a flame-throwing pulpiteer on a Sunday morning, gentle and lyrical invocations were indelibly inked on my brain, as an unfailing source of inspiration, respite, and solace. Eventually, the use of words quite literally shaped my life's work. Where clerics failed me in the reasonable explanations department, I committed to a career in illuminating good business values and ethics in the field of human resources management. Where Sunday school music had been withheld pending the memorization of dogmatic texts, years later, I took up the beat as a part-time singer-songwriter for no reason other than the guilty pleasure of making music and rhyme meaningful for myself as well as for others who dared to listen. In a sense, religion created a lifelong vibration in my soul, immeasurable on the Richter scale. A soul full of Sundays, a link to my past, a pathway to the future, and a tranquility zone in the devilishly chaotic world we live in.